One thing I should mention to you guys, now that you know how to find keywords and optimize your videos towards those target keywords, is that that isn't the only thing YouTube looks for. If it was that simple, then everybody would be doing it. However, there's one problem that you need to face, and that is your click-through rate on YouTube and the effectiveness of your thumbnails. Let me put it into context. If you optimize a video so it appears in the top 5 positions on YouTube, so on desktop it's visible when the screen loads, guess what? If your video is in position 1 but nobody wants to click it because the thumbnail sucks or the title doesn't look right, then there's a problem. It means YouTube will start potentially demoting your video and replacing it with something that has better engagement. At the end of the day, YouTube want people to watch their content, and watch time is a big factor, and time on the YouTube platform itself is a factor. So if your videos are deterring people from doing that, it doesn't matter how much optimization you've done, you still need to make sure your thumbnails are good, your content is good, and your title is enticing enough for people to click. So I'm just going to say a couple of tips that you need to consider when creating your YouTube thumbnails, in addition to that when creating your titles as well. And of course I know that we need to make sure the titles are organically optimized for SEO purposes, but at the same time you need to balance that off with making it readable, making it enticing and clickable as well. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you make your title ask a question or entice a bit of thought in the person. So it's all well and good writing a title that's perfectly organic search optimized and just reads as a keyword. It could get you on the first page of Google potentially, but what it's not going to do is encourage users to click your video. So in order to do the trade-off, it's a mixture of the two. So you need to get your keyword in the title, but in addition you need to pique the interest, maybe be a bit controversial, maybe ask a question, maybe clarify things, maybe be date and time relevant. Maybe all the competition videos you're seeing are old and you want to highlight the fact you're current, so you might want to put 2018 or 2019 or 2020 on the title. So all of these different things together can help make your titles more enticing, which is really, really important. Another important part is your thumbnails. So your thumbnails are ultimately the image people see when they go to YouTube and they want to choose a video to watch. If your thumbnails suck and they're weak and they don't work, then guess what? YouTube will start demoting your content then as well, because if people aren't going to click, they're not going to build up watch time. YouTube wants engagement on their platform. Don't forget that. That's the main rule you can take away from this. YouTube wants engagement on their platform. So your thumbnails need to be good. It needs to entice. It needs to pique curiosity. So having a boring thumbnail with a generic picture isn't going to work. What you need to do is have the right balance of text and imagery, the right use of colors to stand out, and also the right type of imagery as well. That could be interesting. There are a lot of thumbnails out there that are quite spammy. It might work for them, and it might be quite good to do in terms of building up a better click-through rate, but what you're going to do with a false or misleading thumbnail is make the user aware that they're being tricked and they won't like your content, which in turn, when we go on to the next section, I'll discuss this, will make the algorithm demote your content again. So make sure you're honest in addition to that, but the real thing you need to do, make sure your title works, make sure it's catchy, and then make sure your thumbnail piques curiosity and has good imagery and good use of colors. Now this course isn't about thumbnails, it isn't about necessarily writing the right title tag in terms of what could be good for your specific audience. What I want to get across is getting the keyword in there, but making sure that it's not just about the keyword. One last thing on YouTube metadata as well, that's really, really important. Once you've optimized your video and you've chosen your title and your description and your tags, don't edit them unless the video hasn't been performing for a long time, because when you edit that metadata on your videos, it restarts the whole process again in YouTube. So once they've found you and they've ranked you, if you go ahead and edit it, it restarts the process again, and you could end up worse than where you started off. So don't do that. If you're seeing results from organic search on your videos, you can definitely go ahead and edit old videos that aren't performing or aren't getting views anymore, because you've got nothing to lose. But if you do this to a live video that's ranking on YouTube because you think you can get more, it could be bad for your channel. So give it time, let it settle down, and let the algorithm do its thing, and then hopefully you start getting organic traffic. But ultimately you really need to make sure you don't edit your metadata at all for a little while. In the next section, we're going to look at Google search and how it pulls in YouTube searches as well, so you can benefit from traffic from your YouTube optimization within Google as well.